I think there's a win. Firstly, if you get third parties, you get new candidates out there, and if they're freak show people, I think it exposes flaws in the system. I mean, if Kanye actually ran, and let's say he did steal the black vote from the Democrats, I mean, how great would that be? It would expose that the Democrats aren't really doing a great job of representing that
Sure.
community, or that that community maybe doesn't have the do the best job of, if they actually fully supported Kanye and Kanye didn't have a great agenda. So it might expose that maybe they need better education about who they're actually backing. The point I'm trying to make is the more that we can splinter the system, the better. And the more that we can expose that, hey, this thing is a fucking freak show, to me, it's a win. So I like it if celebrities want to step in. But in this case, he's being too lame about it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was supporting the fact that, hey, this is a fucking wild card. This seems
Yeah.
entertaining, and the more of a spectacle or legitimate this is treated, I think the better it is at exposing how much the system sucks. But and the biggest problem is he's gonna be able to walk away from the whole thing because like, oh, I got back on my meds. Like he'll either this will either
You think
spiral
so?
out. No, this will either spiral out of control where it doesn't have a great ending for him, or he'll just walk it back with the, oh, all right, I'm finally, and then everyone go, okay, he's back on his meds. And then that's the culture we live in where we're so obsessed with psychiatry and medicating people that will play into that. Like that's actually the totality of the problem and the solution. Uh,
Yeah.
so I don't even like that card's on the table that he can just walk back the whole thing. But to me, it's just,
I don't think he will. I don't see that happening. I don't think there's any walk back for Kanye. I think Kanye's planted his flag in the ground, and I think he's so big that there's like a future for him. It's not like he's like
well,
going
Michael
away.
Jackson's still popular and he molested kids. So I guess if you're a big enough pop star, you can always just go back to going on tour and people will show up. Hell, I'd
He's
go
gonna
see
be big.
Cosby perform.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you haven't if you're paying attention to the way our current regime works, but molesting kids is not nearly as great of an offense as calling out Jews. It seems. It seems like there's a lot more is going to come down on you for the latter than the former.
And
I
don't call
don't
out the
know.
Jews for molesting kids. That's for sure not a good idea.
You definitely don't want to. Then you might be in trouble. But I don't know exactly where this all goes. I think that he's just so huge that and there's such a demand for him that I don't think he's going anywhere. Nor do I want him to. I hope he's still out. He's
He
still a
gave
great
one
entertainer.
presidential speech the last time and he cried in the middle of it and then walked back to his wife and said, I'm sorry, I'll get back on my meds, and their marriage fell apart. Where is this going? How, I mean, he's not putting together a serious, he cried after once during a speech the last
Yeah,
time
I
and
don't
then
think he's.
instantly had a breakdown.
Yes, I don't think he's putting together a serious run for president, but I do think he might do things, and I think he's still going to be like a big voice for a while going forward.
We talk
I
about
just
Milo.
Sure.
All right. So first is he should go back to being flamboyantly gay because he's also become boring. I don't know what this new character is where he's almost playing like the lady who holds a clipboard and is just standing behind him taking notes. I don't know what he's doing, but I did watch a little bit of when he was on the last time and he dropped that Alex Jones made the connection between him and Kanye. And it's very interesting to think that Alex Jones is actually behind the curtain pulling some strings here.
Yeah. Then you also wonder like what the other thing that I wonder, right, is and I don't know because they might like Kanye to me seems like is just kind of like wrapped up in the world that is Kanye. Like I don't know if he's thinking about these things or not. But if you're Milo or Nick Fuentes, I'd be really surprised if it hasn't crossed your mind that like I don't know, you've got to on some level know like if you're really rooting for Trump, if you're really like you want Trump to succeed, then I think you'd have to imagine be like this might be a bad move for us to all go eat with him. You know what I mean? Like Kanye's here has been on like a rant about the Jews for the last few weeks. We've both been kind of associated as very problematic. This is probably going to have some pretty high negatives for him. Maybe you'd want to like get a message to him through the get on a phone call with him when other people wouldn't know about it or something like that. It just seems like for them to all be kind of setting this up, like, don't you feel like this is probably going to be, you know, probably more damaging to him than helpful? It would seem to me to be like I don't know. I guess it's just hard for me to imagine that wasn't ever thought of. Like,
You think they're trying to help Trump here?
No, I'm saying I don't know that they are. I don't know.
I don't see any. I don't see this being thoughtful to help Trump. I could see this being thoughtful to purposely try and cause some problems for him. That would make sense to me.
Yeah, that's kind of my point, is that makes more sense in a way than this being some type of thing to help him. I don't know.